Thank you, Mr. Sherman. So, Chief, you know that we've got a bill going through the legislature right now, and it relates to police officers having sexual contact with individuals that they're investigating. And it's a loophole, apparently, that is allowed. What are your thoughts?
I would say it is absolutely not allowed. We would fire you and then we would decertify you. So my take is it's not allowed. I've been in law enforcement a long time, and I've been here, and we would absolutely fire you if you did something like that, and we would absolutely recommend to APSC to get reviewed, and I have absolute confidence that the person would be decertified as well. So my take on it is that it's not allowed. And I have never, ever in my career seen any instance in which what I think you just described was okay. There are other parts of that bill that are a little, the concept, you don't want a police officer abusing their power, which is absolutely correct. I think that one does more than that, though. You also have provisions where victims, witnesses, or suspects in cases, if a police officer ever has a sexual encounter with them, it would be a crime. But it doesn't distinguish about when they met that person or how they met that person. For example, when I investigate cases, which I've done quite a bit, if an officer, say, meets a victim as part of the case and they get in some sort of sexual relationship, again, I'm going to fire them, then I'm going to decertify them. I have seen officers that investigated a crime, and then a year later they meet someone at a party or at a dance, or their connection is not from whatever the professional interaction was. The connection was from some other social engagement. And in those cases, I have declined to take any action because there was no nexus back to their official duty. And the way I understand, as it's written right now, is that would criminalize that as well. And maybe I'm reading it wrong, but it appears to me that would criminalize that as well. So I think that brings a whole host of new problems to law enforcement. And so I would just urge you to look at that carefully. You may have some unintended consequences in how that is written.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I'm a retired escort. I'm in my 50s. I was in the business for 20 years. One time I went to go see somebody at a hotel, and I went to their room. They had sex with me to completion, and then immediately after informed me that I was going to be arrested. Because I did not touch the money, which they made it a point to try to get me to take, I did not, and basically, I had to then say that I wanted to do it, and therefore I did not do anything illegal. He then proceeded to tell me that he was very proud of me and that I was a wise woman. After that, I was leaving the room, and he made it a point to go with me downstairs, and as we got close to the lobby, there were two police officers standing there, and I looked at him, looked at them, and he nodded his head no at them. They then just basically stood there. He proceeded to try to follow me out of the hotel, and I took off very quickly. So So the fact that I felt completely violated, first of all, I don't think he should have been able to have sex with me, especially till completion, made me very uncomfortable and make me mistrust the police. Not that there's not enough other reasons out there. There's been other situations since that have made me have less trust of the police.
Hey, troopers, state your hands.
And what happened in the prostitution sting?
They just like, you just get into the car and the cop just asked if I wanted some money and showed me, and I was like, well, are you cop, you know? And he was like, no, and just showed me his dick, and then I was like, okay, well, drive over here, and as soon as I got there, I got a prostitution charge. And then the second time I got a prostitution charge was when the officer actually reached over to me, because I was like, the last time I got a prostitution charge, the cop showed me his dick, so it doesn't even mean anything to me, you know? Like, so that's when he reached over and, like, grabbed my boobs and, like, touched my crotch, and then I was like, okay, well, what do you have? And then, boom, arrested.
Mm-hmm.
But he still reached over and touched me, and that's why I was freaking out when I got the charge, because I was like, hell no, I was like, I'm not just getting touched by a freaking cop, you know? And now I'm getting charged with it, you know? But
Yeah.
the whole case I was just really embarrassed about, so I just took the deal, because it was like 3 days in jail, and I didn't even want to fight it, because like I was already freaking out about it when it happened.
Those girls do anything to get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So
have you ever had a situation like that?
yes,
Oh, so you consented, but it was like so you wouldn't go to jail?
yes.
Will you tell me about it?
Well, it was when I was younger, and I was living on the streets. And when I was younger, Spenard was the place to walk.
Mm-hmm.
And cops always pull you over, stalk you, ask you what you're doing. And one night I just happened to be getting out of a car, and a cop flashed his lights at me, and
Mm-hmm.
he got out, asked me for my name, asked me for my ID, and at this point I didn't even have a driver's license.
Right.
So that'll tell you how young I was. Or I think I was 16, and he's like, you know, I can book you. And he's like, but there's ways that we can do this, that I won't take you to jail.
Right.
He's like, and being as young as you are, you don't want to go to jail. Being 16, you never know.
Yeah.
He's like, so you do me a favor, I do you a favor. And his thing was, is he wanted a blowjob to let me go. 16, not wanting a charge. This is what you give them.
Yeah.
And they know that that's the way they can scare the girls.
Right. So after that happened, like, did you ever think of the police after that as somebody that you could go to for help?
Never. Because if it was somebody that was driving down the street, more than likely they're either going to bust you or want you to do them a favor. Or they were just never nice. One way or another, you were going to end up in bad place.
Yeah. Do you know what that cop's name was?
Yeah.
Do you know if he's still around?
I don't.
It was in Anchorage?
It was in Anchorage PD.